The 3rd of May, Rabbi Levitt, Gemora.
Okay. All right, so let's try to understand this Gemara again. Okay. Okay, so yeah. Yeah, so on the bottom of 107b, last 3 lines of the Amud, the Gemara brings the inquiry of Rabbi Bar Chama. And Rabbi Bar Chama,
I'll be right back.
okay. Oh, here comes Phil. Yeah. Yeah, I think actually what we should do is let's just do it again. We're gonna have people read it, read the Gemara, and read the Rashis, and hopefully we'll get some more clarity than we have had to up until now. Okay, so Roy, how about you starting off the reading of Boy Rami Bar Chama?
Okay. Boy Rami Bar Chama. Rami Bar Chama inquired, Mon hamachivu kefil b'Torah min hachomesh. It says here, is the precise reason for the exemption that any money which makes one liable to the kefil payment, and which makes one liable to the kefil payment, exempts him from the 1/5 surcharge for that same money. Or Dilma, perhaps, Shavua Chamish Chayvato Kefil Patariso Min Chomesh. Well, the precise reason is that any oath which makes one liable to the kefil payment exempt him from 1/5 surcharge of that oath, for that oath.
Okay, let's see the Rashi right here. Hey, oh no, we don't have a Rashi here, do we?
Any money.
Oh, we do have one. Yeah, let's see what Rashi says over here.
Yeah.
Good morning, Phil.
Good morning. How you doing?
Baruch Hashem. So would you like to read for us again, Boy Rami Bar Chama, 3 lines from the bottom of the Rashis?
By Rabbi Bechama, asked Rabbi. He asked a question here. The Kaiman established him Perik Meruba, and that Perik, which is above Samachei Omad Beit, Mamon She'ein Mishtalem, the Rosh, and money that you don't pay, at the beginning there, the Ika Kefo Bahaja on it, Ein Mosif Bachomish. You don't add the Chomish to that. Ula'el also, on Daf Kuf Vav Amad Aleph, Nami also, Tanin is taught, Lo Im Mishvo Edim, even if taught to him, I don't know, he taught that if witnesses came, Hoda, and he admits it, Meshalim Tashmali Kefil. He would have to pay the Kefil. Asham, and bring an Asham. Aval Chomesh, low, but the Chomesh he doesn't pay. Man Pater, the man who patale Mechomesh, the one who paters him from the Chomesh, the Chumsha is of the Chomesh is Memono. It's with either giving money or shvua, or taking a shvua.
Okay, so Rashi is saying over here, there's an addition on the Rashi. Before you read Dikkai Malon, we have a ha that because look, we paskin in the Gemora over there in Maruba. Moment she'ein mishtalim barosh. Not sure what that means. The ikka kefil, that there's a kefil payment. Bahadei, there's a kefil payment together with the moment payment. I don't know what that has to do with the pain barosh, but when you have, in other words, a compensatory payment, such as Karen, the compensation for a loss, and you also have a kefil payment on top of it, which is a penalty, which does not correspond to any actual loss, but it's a penalty that's imposed upon a ganav. Ein mosif chomesh. You do not add a chomesh. Okay, now, when do you actually add a chomesh? What's the din about a chomesh? I think the din about the chomesh is because when he swears falsely, so then he has to bring a korban asham for being guilty of making a false oath, and in addition to that, he has to pay a chomesh. He has to pay a chomesh. We had this few daf back. So that's when the chomesh becomes relevant. So here, when you have a case where the guy is paying kefil because he's a ganav, or he's a toan tanis ganav, because a toan tanis ganav, we learned, also pays kefil, even if he didn't actually steal it from the house of the guy, but it came to him by the owner, gave it to him and said, please watch this for me. And then when he asks for it back, the guy says, oh, I don't have it. It was stolen from me. And so in that case, when the witnesses are going to come and refute him, and he made a shvua to back up his lie, so then there'll be a payment of kefil, and he'll have to bring a korban asham for swearing false, but he won't pay a chomesh, because the chumsha ola b'kfela, the Gemora says that the chomesh payment is somehow regarded as being included in the payment that is chayav to pay kefil. So here, in the second part of Rashi over here, Rashi says that in fact, on Kuf Vav, Nami Tanidin law, we learned over there, Im Mishabo Edim Hoda, if the guy that made this claim, the shomer, he said, oh, it was stolen, and he swore to it, and then before witnesses come, he admits that he lied. Imishabo Edim Hoda. So in that case, Mishalem Tashlumi Kefil, right? He'll still have to pay kefil. The fact that he admitted after he had already sworn is not going to absolve him of the kefil. He's going to have to pay kefil. The only time you're not going to pay kefil is you come to Beis Din initially and admit that he admits that he's a ganav. That in a case like that, he's not going to pay kefil if the witness if he makes that admission before the kefil. But here is a wholly different thing. He denied it. He claimed that it was stolen, and he even swore to it. So in that case, he's going to pay kefil. And he's also going to bring an asham because he swore false. But he's not going to pay chomesh. Not going to pay chomesh. Now, Rashi says over there that the Gemora says man patale. What is the reason why this guy was pater on the chomesh? Memona or shvua? Was it the fact that was it the mammon that he had to pay, or was it the shvua, or was it the shvua that he was obligated to make, and then he was proven false. Okay. So, okay, let's go further. Okay, then we got Rashi just says, I'll just read this Rashi. Hey, Chidami, what's exactly the case over here? Kloimar Rashi is asking Lamai Nafkamina. What's the halakhic nafkamina, practical ramification where Rabbi Bar Chama's theoretical question has a practical significance in halach would make a difference. Kagon, and then the Gemara says this is the case. This is the case. Okay, so let's try to understand what it is that Rabbi Bar Chama is asking. When the Torah says that you can't be chayav for kefil and for chomesh, what does that mean exactly? This is really the question of Rabbi Bar Chama. Does it mean that here you have one case of mammon over here. There was a deposit of an animal, let's say, and as a result of that, he became chayav for kefil because he made a claim that it was stolen from him, and it was disproven. And so, do we say it's the fact that that mammon echad was the this that he was denying in b'mammon echad, the that's the reason why he doesn't have to pay, and he as a result of that denial of that mammon, he became chayav and kefil. That's the reason why he doesn't have to pay the chomesh, because as a result of that mammon, he was chayav kefil, and therefore chomesh and kefil don't need to be paid together. Or do we say that you can't pay kefil and chomesh if the kefil and the chomesh are coming about from the same false oath? And what's the nafkamina? The Gemara explains that the nafkamina is a case where you got this guy who was given this animal, and so it's a case of his case of denial is in regard to one animal. So that's one mammon which is causing the kefil. But on the other hand, he made two separate oaths, two separate. And we want to know, how is it that the exemption of Chumash applies? Does it apply because there was only one claim, only one animal over here? Or do we say that no, the exemption does not apply because there was two oaths? Let's see further in the Gemara. Okay, so let's read the Heichi Dami. We'll familiarize ourselves with the case that the Gemara says is relevant to Rami Bar Chama. Lou, would you like to read Heichi Dami?
Hechidami, what is the case? Higon, Shematar, Shemasar, Shoro, Lishnei, B'nei Adam.
Now that you got the wrong place.
Oh,
We are
I'm on 108A.
No,
Yes.
107B4, right hand.
Okay, sorry about that. 107B4, Hechidami. What is the case? Higon, She Tanas Ganaf, Shenishba. For example, we have a guardian who claimed a claim of theft and swore. The Chazar, the Tan, Nas, Avad, the Nishba. And then he claimed a claim of loss, and he swore. So this is our case that we've been talking about, where he first he claimed that it was stolen, and he swore, and then he claimed that it was lost, and he swore. So he had to have admitted that he lied the first time in order to make the second claim. But it doesn't say anything about witnesses.
not yet. That's on the next page.
Uva'u edim ak maisa. And witnesses came and testified regarding the first oath. Vahoda avas raisa. And he admitted regarding the second oath.
Right.
So witnesses came and testified that he lied when he said that it was stolen, but he has already admitted that he lied in that case. But now he admits that he lied in the second case. He lied about the loss. What is the law? Mamon ha-mechayiv to tefel potro min ha-chomesh. Do we say that money, which makes one liable to kefil, exempts him from 1/5? V'ha ichayev le ilave tefela. And this that he is liable for paying kafel so do we say that the money made him liable for kafel and exempted him from 1/5, and he became liable for the kafel because of the money? Oh, Dilma, or perhaps Shavua Hamechayvaso Kafel Hotarto Min HaChomesh. Or maybe it was the oath that made him liable for the kafel, and it exempts him from the 1/5.
That's when it's pulled to him from the Chumash.
So this is the point where I get lost. What difference does it make whether it's the money or the oath, and what does it even mean whether it's the money or the oath?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I hear. Let's just read the rest of the statement over here.
Oh, okay. Okay. Baha Shavua Bitarvaisa. This second oath, Ho'il Delo Ka Mechaiva Le Ifela, since it does not make him liable for kafel, Tichai Kumsha, it will make him liable for the 1/5. So the second oath, which is the oath that he lost it, did not make him liable for kafel, because we said kafel only comes when you swear it was stolen.
Right. Correct.
Therefore, this second oath makes him liable for the 1/5.
Right. So the only way that he's going to be hired for this Chumash is if we say that what obligates him in the kafel is the shvua.
The second shvua.
Yeah, the first shvua. What about the first shvua? The first shvua. Why is it that the first shvua he's not going to be chayav chomesh according to the first shvua, because the first shvua was a shvua to back up his claim that he was a ganav, that it was stolen from him, and that brings with it a payment of kafel, which will exempt him from chomesh. But the second shvua is not a shvua to back up a claim that has anything to do with the payment of kafel. Even if he's proven a liar in regard to this shvua, even if he wouldn't have made any shvua altogether, and witnesses came and refuted his denial and said it's in his backyard, it wasn't lost, he still won't pay kafel. The only case where he pays kafel is when he claims that it was stolen. So this second shvua, we can understand, is not gonna cause any payment of kefil, and as such, when false in his shvua, he'll have to because he made a false shvua, he's going to have to bring a korban asham, and he's also going to have to pay a chomish. But yeah, it's still not clear. It is really not clear. Wow, this is really not clear. This is amazing how difficult this is.
Be back 1:15.
Okay.
So like this shomer, he was kofar this mammon. The mammon is the deposited animal that was deposited to him, let's say. So he already became chayav kefil on account of oath number 1. So therefore, according to the first way of looking at this case, he cannot be, he should not be made chayav for the chomish because he already became chayav for the kefil on account of oath number 1. So how is it that he's going to be made? How can, and that kefil that's what we're saying. The shomer was kofar this moment. He already became chayav kefil on account of the first oath. And so, therefore, he cannot be made chayav for the chomish on account of the second oath. Why? Because we're saying that the second oath also concerns the same mammon, and it's the mammon that makes him and so therefore that mammon which caused him to be chayav kefil paters him from the chomish. And even if he's going to swear falsely on oath number 2, which is not chayav kefil, he can't be made chayav for chomish on account of oath number 2. Okay, I'm just saying words. I don't really understand it either. That's the first side. Let's see. The second side is, and that's on the side that we say that the mammon is chayav the kefil. It's the fact that it's one case about an animal. That's what's chayav the kefil, the kfir on that, and therefore he's going to be putter in the chumash. Or do we say that it's the shvua that is causing him to be obligated in the kefil, and therefore there would be a patur on the chumash? Yeah, it's not the words are not explained well. No. So let's see the second side. The second side is saying that it's the shvua that makes you chayav kefil, which in turn creates the exemption on the chumash for that same shvua. So therefore, if let's listen to this. If the shomer was moda, he wasn't moda on the first oath that it was sheker before the witnesses came, right? Actually, it's interesting because you said, Lou, that that he retracted and said that he wants his statement to be, he wants his claim to be that he doesn't have it because it was lost. Doesn't that amount to a admission that his first oath was a sheker?
Right. It has to be. How else could he say that it was lost
His first,
unless he says, I lied when I said it was stolen?
for that first oath, since he already became chayav, kefil on account of that oath.
I agree with myself.
Yeah, this is quite a I don't know. I really don't. What I don't know really is what these words really mean when the Rebbe says momen mechaybo kefil, as opposed to the shvuas mechayb the kefil. I don't know what those words mean. I don't know what they mean. Not clear.
Oh, here's an interesting footnote. This footnote is occurring on the phrase techayve humsha, which is asking if the second oath makes him liable for the 1/5. So the footnote says, one might wonder how the defendant can be held liable at all on account of the second oath. Why do we not apply the principle that since he discharged his obligation toward the owner with his first oath, the second has no weight? Rashi explains that the above principle means only that the court is not authorized to require another oath. And if the defendant swears again, it does not have the gravity of a court-imposed oath, but is considered a voluntary oath. Thus, if witnesses testify that the second oath was false, the defendant will not be liable to kefil, since that penalty is incurred only through a court-imposed oath. The defendant can, however, become liable to the 1/5 surcharge if he admits that his second oath was false, since the surcharge and asham offering are incurred even through a voluntary oath, as long as it is a denial of a monetary claim. Oh, there's the monetary, where the monetary comes in. As long as it's a denial of a monetary claim. This is stated clearly in the Mishnah that was cited on 106a. If the plaintiff had the defendant adjured 5 times regarding the same claim, he's liable to the 1/5 surcharge and the asham offering for each and every false oath of denial, according to Rashi. Thus, Rami Bar Chama inquires specifically about a case in which witnesses testified about the falsity of the first oath, that the deposit was stolen, and the defendant confessed to the falsity of the second oath, that the deposit was lost. The only possible basis for exempting him from the surcharge for the second oath is that he is already liable to kefil for the first. In the reverse case, when he first swore that the deposit was lost and ultimately confessed, and then swore that it was stolen and was ultimately contradicted by witnesses, it would be clear that he cannot be held liable to kafel for the second oath, since he had already discharged his obligation toward the owner with the first oath. I don't know if that helps or not.
Yeah, that's the second part of this long Rashi. That was Rashi was asking a question and dealing with his question.
So if he swears and it's a monetary claim, that's where Rashi says it's mammon. But we don't have a monetary claim here.
Why don't we have a monetary claim?
Because the one who's swearing is saying, I don't have it. It's the owner of the thing that is making the monetary claim. But the one who's swearing is denying. He's not making a claim.
He's making a kfira, right?
So do we call that a monetary claim because he's denying a monetary claim?
No, the plaintiff makes the claim and the defendant makes the denial. But when we say, I think when the art scroll uses the word claim over there, it just means that there's a case of mammon over here in regard to this animal.
Yeah, I'm still, I don't think the footnote helped.
No, because that footnote was coming to explain Rashi's kasha on the Pashut Pshat in the Gemora.
Right.
We don't, but what we're looking for is to just understand the Pashut Pshat in the Gemora before the kasha.
Right. Right.
Now, if I could just speak out something over here, maybe we could come to some type of an understanding. According to the first denial that the Shomer made, that it was stolen, and then the witnesses, and then swearing falsely to that, and then the witnesses come and say that no. Okay, so even if he changed his claim, and say no, my claim is that it was lost, and I'm gonna make an oath on that. Then the witnesses come and say, and they refute him. The Gemara says on the first oath, meaning that at the time that he made that oath, that it was stolen. It was not so. It was not so that it was stolen. It was, I guess, in his possession. So,
but how can that be? If they refute the first oath, they refute the second oath at the same time. If they say we saw it in your backyard, it can neither be stolen or lost.
maybe at the time that he made the second oath after the first oath, maybe but you're saying that what does the Gemara mean when it says the Adim came and they refuted him on the first oath? Wouldn't the refutation of the first oath also amount to a refutation of his second oath?
That's what I'm asking, yeah.
Okay, another problem with understanding this Gemara. Wow, yeah. I'm just getting overwhelmed with how difficult this Gemara is to understand, and what seems to be a lack of explanation of what it is. Because it didn't kind of. Yeah, what really does it mean? When Rami Bar Chama asks, Maman HaMachayava Kefo Poter Min HaChomesh, or maybe not, maybe that's not so, but Shvua, which is Machayev Kefo, that's Poter from the Chomesh. What really do these statements mean? That the Maman is Poter, the Maman is Chayev the Kefo, or the Shvua is Chayev the Kefo?
Okay.
That's it. Okay. Wow. Well, thanks. We get some credit for being Omel B'Torah.
Okay. Take care. Be well.
Not for understanding it. Okay. We tried.
Well, thanks for the credit.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, Rabbi, thank you very much. Appreciate your
Okay.
struggling with us.
Yeah. This
Guess
is a
we'll
struggle.
bang our
I
heads.
have to ask somebody about this Gemara. It's really difficult Gemara.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay. We'll see you tomorrow, Bez Hashem.
Okay, thank you. Have a good day, Roy.
You too. Thanks.
Bye, Roy. Bye.